At 70, I thought I was done. Not finished, just done. Couldn't lift my granddaughter off the floor without grabbing the couch first. Back hurt before I even got out of bed. Tired before noon. Some days, tired before breakfast. I'd sit in my recliner and just stay there. Didn't feel old exactly. Felt useless. Like a car that still runs, but nobody drives anymore. I'm 81 now, and I'm going to tell you something that sounds like a lie, but isn't. I feel stronger than I did at 65. I sleep better. I move better. I laugh more. I got purpose again. This isn't a supplement commercial. Nobody's paying me. I'm just a guy from a small town in Tennessee who figured some things out too late. And I don't want you to wait as long as I did. Stick around. This one's for real. Let me paint you a picture of what 70 looked like for me. About 40 pounds overweight. Pills for blood pressure. Pills for cholesterol. Something for acid reflux. Something else for the acid reflux side effects. I had a pill for a pill. Every morning I'd shake that little weekly organizer like a maraca and swallow half a pharmacy before my coffee. My knees hurt going downstairs. My lower back was my personal weather station. Told me when rain was coming better than the news did. Woke up at 3 a.m. half the nights for no good reason. Just laying there in the dark, staring at the ceiling. My wife used to say, "You're turning into furniture," and she wasn't wrong. 4 hours of television after dinner. Not because I enjoyed it, just because it was easier than getting up. I got short-tempered. That bothered me more than the physical stuff. My grandson was 4 years old, and I was too tired and too achy and too grumpy to enjoy him. That's a particular kind of awful, let me tell you. I went to my doctor and said, "Why do I feel like this?" He looked at me over his glasses and said, "You're 70. This is normal." Normal. I drove home thinking about that word. Since when did feeling like garbage every day become the standard? The worst part wasn't the pain. It was feeling like I was slowly disappearing. Still breathing, still present, but fading. Less of a man than I used to be. Less useful. Less here. Here's the moment that changed things. Sounds small. It wasn't. My grandson was 4.5. He comes running across the backyard and jumps up with his arms out. Pure trust. Assumes you'll catch him. I caught him. Barely. Staggered backward, grabbed the porch railing. He thought it was a game and started. I set him down and pretended everything was fine. Then I walked inside and sat at the kitchen table and just sat there. I couldn't catch a 40-pound child without almost falling over. That's where I was. That night, couldn't sleep as usual, but this time I was actually thinking instead of just worrying. And I made myself a quiet deal sitting in my kitchen at 2 in the morning. I wasn't going to try to be 40 again. That ship has sailed. She's over the horizon. She ain't coming back. But I was going to stop declining. Stop cooperating with the fade. That was the whole plan. What happened next surprised me. First thing I changed was walking. Every morning. Simple as that. First day I went 10 minutes and came back winded. 10 minutes of flat sidewalk. Used to coach Little League. Now this. No big goals. No apps. Just 10 minutes every morning before anything else. Before coffee even. My dog, big goofy golden retriever, thought Christmas had come early. Second week I stretched to 20 minutes. Third week, 30. By 2 months in I was doing 45 minutes without thinking about it. Like brushing your teeth. Did I trip? First week I caught my foot on a crack and went down on one knee. Old man down on the street, 6:45 in the morning. My dog just stared at me. No sympathy from that animal. I said out loud, to nobody, "Well, that happened." Got up. Kept going. Walking fixes your head too, not just your body. By month 1 I was sleeping better. Mood was better. 6 months in I walked a 5K downtown. Came in last in my age group. Felt like I'd won the whole thing. The strength stuff took some humility. At 70 I could not do 5 real push-ups. Got down on the floor and my arms started shaking at number 3. So I started on the wall. Yeah, wall push-ups. Call it rehab if you want. That's kind of what it was. 10, 15, 20 reps against the wall. Felt ridiculous. Did it anyway. A few weeks later, moved to the counter. Then the couch armrest. Then the floor. 3 months to get to real push-ups. Slow and ugly, but I got there. Added chair squats. Sit down, stand up, repeat. Simple. 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 20 minutes. Not training for anything, just keeping the machinery running. Best moment. Grandson was 5, visiting again. Picked him up, held him on my hip for 10 minutes, showing him something in the garage. No groaning, no grabbing anything. Just held my grandson like a grandfather is supposed to. Had to look away so he wouldn't see my face. Eating. I'm 81. Been eating regular food for 8 decades. I'm not starting over. Cut way back on sugar. Still have pie on Thanksgiving. Not a monk. But the daily stuff went away. Afternoon cookies. Sweet tea. Ice cream 4 nights a week. Gone. More protein. Eggs instead of cereal. More chicken. More fish. Less bread. Not no bread. Less bread. There's a difference. Stopped eating after 8 o'clock. That alone improved my sleep almost immediately. Killed that heavy, foggy feeling I'd assumed was just normal. First week without cookies, I was grumpy. Stood staring at the cabinet, thinking unkind thoughts. Week 2 got easier. Week 3, I didn't miss them. 6 months later, my doctor looked at my blood work, looked at me, looked back at the blood work. What are you doing differently? Walking and eating less garbage. He wrote it down like I'd said something profound. Sleep. For years I thought sleep was just something that happened to you, or didn't. Turns out you build it. Bed at 10:30 instead of midnight. Stopped watching the news at night. That alone was worth 6 months of therapy. No phone in the bedroom. Ignored that advice for 3 years. Finally tried it. Everybody was right. Started reading thrillers before bed. Eyes got heavy. Lights out. Within a month, the difference wasn't subtle. Like somebody finally plugged the charging cable back in. Old buddy called and said, "You sound like yourself again." I said, "Yeah, I think I am." Last one. The one people always skip. The one that matters most. Purpose. A man without purpose ages fast. I've watched it happen. Good men retire, stop being needed, lose their reason to get up, and something inside them dims. Quiet, but real. Started volunteering at the food bank, Saturday mornings, lifting boxes, talking to people. Nothing glamorous, but walking out feeling useful. No pill ever gave me that. Fixed things for my neighbor, late 70s, lives alone. Screen door, leaky faucet, something in her garage I still can't explain. She brings me tomatoes every summer. Good deal. Put in a vegetable garden, 4 raised beds. Lost the tomatoes the first year. Figured it out. By summer 3, I had enough zucchini to supply the whole block, whether they wanted it or not. And I taught my grandson to fish. Just the 2 of us, early Saturday morning. He was 6. Disgusted by the worms. Made a face like I'd asked him to hold a snake. Made me laugh harder than I had in months. 2 hours, a few bluegill, 1 small bass. Nothing special. Everything special. Driving home, He fell asleep in the back seat, still in his little fishing vest, smile on his face. I looked at him in the rearview mirror and thought, this is what it's all for. So here's where I am now, 25 pounds gone, off 2 medications, 7 hours of sleep straight through, 30 real push-ups, 5 miles without it being an event. I can carry my grandson, 8 years old now, solid kid, like it's nothing. Better temper, clearer head, more laughing. Something to do every day that matters to somebody besides me. Still got a bad knee. Still got days where everything aches. Still lose words mid-sentence. Anybody over 60 knows exactly what I mean. I'm an old man. That part isn't changing. But I'm a different old man than I was. At 70, I felt like I was fading. At 75, maybe I'd be okay. At 78, I felt strong. At 81, I feel alive. Not superhero alive, just present, here, useful, still in the game. Here's what I want you to take away. I didn't reverse anything. No secret formula. I just stopped making it easy for time to take me. Stopped cooperating with the decline. Started small. 10 minutes of walking. 5 wall push-ups. Bed a little earlier. 1 less cookie. None of that is impressive. That's exactly the point. You don't have to be impressive at the start. You just have to start and not stop. If you're 60, you're not late. You're early. If you're 70, right time. Now. If you're 75 or 80, not too late. Personal experience. The couch can have 1 day, not 2. That's my rule. Find something that needs you. A garden, a neighbor, a grandkid, a dog. Show up for it. That purpose piece is not optional. Take it away and everything else wobbles. If this hit home, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Tell me where you're at. I read them all. Just type slow. Share it with someone who needs a nudge. I'm just a guy who almost faded out. I'm still here. You can be too. Now get up. Go for a walk. The dog's waiting.